All right, guys. So for today's meeting, we're going to do a market update and kind of want to touch on each area that we focus in. And I thought we could start with Hudson and Sarah.
So Hudson has been steady in the fall in the amount of listings. So it's similar to what we had in the summer, but definitely down from what we had in the spring, which makes sense. It's just a seasonal kind of wind down of the year. And then in terms of sales, we're also holding steady, but slightly decreasing.
Are you talking about number of sales?
Number of sales, yes. So it's still a steady number, but slight decrease again from the spring, which is totally normal, the usual fall market. And it was obviously a little higher in September and starting to wind down now as we move into November and December. And then in terms of average selling time, it's actually better than early on this year. So early on this year, we were almost in some months in the 100 days median selling time. Now we're around 56, which is good. I think it shows that the lower interest rate has started to take effect.
Yeah.
In terms of selling price, it's a little skewed in the fall because I think we had some really high sales.
Yeah.
So it went up to $1 million in the median selling price, which is obviously skewed by a $2 million, $3 million sale.
That's the problem. When we don't have enough sales, because there's not that many sales in Hudson, the numbers can get skewed pretty easily with one big deal. Okay, Bonnie, how about Vaudreuil? What do you have?
For Vaudreuil, I looked at data points for both type of properties. I looked at that in the last 12 years, we saw a gradual increase in median prices, which just reflects the nature of the ever-growing market in Vaudreuil. There's an increase of active listings within this last year, but with a normal trend of the active sales. I also saw that the median price for a condo stayed consistent at around $360,000, $100,000 for a condo unit.
Would you say the condo market so not quite as strong as the housing market then in Vaudreuil?
Correct. I think that we got a lot of more inventory, and the market is reflecting that.
Okay, Jess, what about you? What do you have in Saint-Lazare?
Saint-Lazare, so what I've seen so far is that it's remained pretty stable. So if we're talking as a single family detached home, the median sale price is $691 compared to $717 last year in 2023. So we've actually seen a bit of a drop. For average sale time, we're looking at about 60 days, which is fairly common, but it's actually a little bit higher compared to last year. Last year was about 50 days. In terms of condos, there's not many active listings. There's only 6 active listings of condos in Saint-Lazare. So it's kind of quiet on the condo side in Saint-Lazare.
Yeah, there's not a lot of condos in Saint-Lazare, so the data is not going to be super clear.
Exactly. Yeah, so that's kind of what's been going on.
That's great, Jess. Thank you for that. And what do we have going on in Rigaud, JM?
So in Rigaud, it's gotten quite a bit busier compared to last year.
That's a good sign.
This year, I did the month of October.
Okay.
In October, last year, there was only 5 sales, and this year they have 9. So it's almost doubled.
That's great.
The average home is still selling for about the same thing. It went from $433,000 to $430,000. The one thing that did change quite a bit is the average selling time. Shockingly, is a bit longer. It's about 60 days for Rigaud, compared to last year where it was about 40 days.
So I think that the average selling time can be skewed quite a bit depending on the price points, right? So the lower price homes are selling quicker, and those homes priced above $800,000 tend to be taking a bit longer. So that can really change the number of days on market. And it's pretty significant, the difference between below or above that number. What I looked at also was, how the interest rates are impacting those 4 regions put together. So if we look at Hudson, Saint-Lazare, Rigaud, Vaudreuil, what's happening overall? Interestingly, the prices are actually rising, which I'm not surprised to see, because the moment interest rates start to go down, the prices actually start to go up. So people always ask, should I buy now? Should I sell now? The answer should be yes. Now's a better time to buy, especially because, as those interest rates continue to drop, the prices will go up. So you're either going to pay a higher interest rate with a lower price, or vice versa, a higher price with a low interest rate. So you got to pick your poison. At the end of the day, the market is changing quite a bit, and I think next year it'll change even more with the announcement of more interest rate cuts to come. When they announced that there was an interest rate cut and more to come, I found the market completely paused. And then what I've noticed is that the fall market actually just started in November. This was a delay in the fall market because of it. And so it's an interesting dynamic what's happening out there. But I think the buyers were waiting, and now they just decide to jump in because they know or are starting to be aware of the fact that the prices will likely rise next year.